you know, the spaces where you do comedy, they're quite limited, all the nights that, and we're living in a like 24-hour social media type of environment, so there needs to be more variety. But you can't have that variety unless there's more breeding grounds for brown comics, and you need to see like all that diversity of different types of black people come out, so that you can see something new. And I think that's happening now because there's so many more brown nights. So like I used to run Super Brown Comedy, and like there's a few more guys running nights that are considered black nights, and they're going to be the breeding grounds for a variety of different types of like female comics and like non-binary type of black comics, and like comics from abroad, like from Somalia, from Sudan. You need to see all those different types of people reflecting back at you what you already know. They just put a funny spin on it, and I think that's what's also makes comedy funny. Like I liked Ali Wong.
Who's Ali Wong?
She's this like, I think she's Korean or Vietnamese, one of the two. But she did Baby Snake. She's pretty big in America. Okay. She's inspirational. She's very sassy. Like the first show that I saw, she was pregnant while she was doing it, but she was chatting a lot about, you know, sex, but also infidelity and relationships. But she does it with a different edge. And I really related to her being aspirational, like being quite, you know, confident, a successful woman, but also having these moments where she feels really small. But, you know, people like her are now getting airtime as big comics. That's what I need to see, because she's reflecting something back at me. Now I want to see more Muslim comics. I also want to see some Bengali comics. I also like Usama Siddiq. He's a Bengali comic that's in from Toronto, I think, but he's been on Netflix. I just find him hilarious. Like, you know, I watched him live in London and I fell off my seat. Like, there's not that many comics that can make you do that. That's when you're a comedian, you just analyse comics
differently.
Yeah, well, at the beginning when I was like unconscious about comedy, I could just watch it innocently and fall off my seat laughing. That's harder to do because you're just sitting there like, heard that already. You know, you do feel a bit like that.
It's true.
But with Usama, it was just fresh, and it was like really inane sometimes.
Yeah.
It's really silly, some of his jokes. They're not like highbrow. I can't even, like, it's not like political comedy I'm looking for. I'm not looking for loads of substance either, and that's very personal. I'm just looking for someone to hit those laughter triggers, and that gives me a sense of well-being. That's maybe what I think you might be looking for, just someone who's going to hit that spot and just make you feel good about yourself when you walk out the door.
And the last person to do that, and even I'm going to say this as well, like with Cat Williams, even though I've just stated like he's my favourite all-time comedian, but his last special on Netflix, it was a bunch of shit, man. Right. Did you watch it?
No, I actually haven't seen it. So like what I saw was podcasts, and he was chatting on podcasts.
Yep.
Sometimes on podcasts people do put in their material, but I didn't see anything funny, and it was more him just moaning like a Karen. But he was moaning about something really serious. He was moaning about Diddy. So, you know, he brought that out for my attention. Yeah. But I couldn't take him very seriously. He does look like people are a bit worried about him. You know?
Yeah.
The last guy that made me like seriously laugh and continues to give me laughs is the guy from the meme that says, in the beginning.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
That guy never fails to make me laugh. If I think about it, I've probably watched his clips like every couple of days. But in the beginning is hilarious. Yeah. And he was all unintentional. But like he just hits all my triggers. And that guy, it turns out, is in fact the a former prime minister.
That guy?
Yeah, I think. I don't know if it's Zimbabwe or South Africa.
Yeah, but somewhere in Africa.
But he's a very senior official that was struggling to say that sentence.
Oh, good. Oh my